The Financial Secrecy Index is an attempt to look at how different countries provide financial secrecy and attract capital from other countries, using secrecy as their main mechanism for attracting capital. So what we've done is we've produced a ranking. We've selected 60 countries which we call secrecy jurisdictions, and we've produced a ranking which looks at their degree of secrecy and their scale of operation. On our ranking, the United States is the biggest secrecy jurisdiction in the world. Luxembourg comes second, Switzerland third, the Cayman Islands fourth, and the City of London fifth. Why secrecy? Because secrecy makes it very easy for illicit capital, and particularly capital that is evading taxes, to avoid any kind of detection. At the core of our campaign is the argument that if we are to have globalized financial markets that work efficiently in the public interest, they must be much more transparent. Belgium is weak in terms of corporate disclosure. It's very easy to hide identities behind Belgian companies. There's very weak accounting transparency in Belgium. Belgium needs to put all of these things, that is ownership information, accounting information, on public record. It must require it for all companies that are registered in Belgium. That will certainly make Belgium a more transparent place. We must now push for a stronger European model, which covers not just interest income, but all types of income, and doesn't just cover personal bank accounts, but also corporate bank accounts and trust accounts and so on, so that this becomes the global standard, a much higher standard than is currently being followed. Belgium, Luxembourg and Austria have been resisting this within the European Union. And it's clear now that despite what was agreed at G20, at the G20 summit in April 2009, there isn't still sufficient political will to tackle the problems of tax havens. What they're doing remains too superficial. And more importantly, I don't think there's sufficient recognition of the fact that these tax havens are, whilst they certainly cause problems in Europe and North America, and they're undermining the budgets, the fiscal regimes of the rich countries, they are an absolute disaster for developing countries. The developing countries are the real victims of this process. It is their capital that is flowing from the south to the north through these tax havens into the capital markets of the north. They are losing not just their capital, but also their tax revenues and their ability to develop themselves. And that is the fundamental problem that remains unanswered by the G20.